Hi everyone, this is Christine from Mail Something Pretty, and today I wanted to show you how to make these really cute chapstick holders. I know I've been making some for craft fairs that are coming up. It's Christmas time and I've had a couple of people ask how to make them, so I thought I'd do a quick tutorial on how to do that so you can make your own. I think they look really cute just sitting on top of a stocking or on a colleague's desk or in a lunchbox or wherever you want to put them, but they're cute and they're really not that difficult to do. All right, so those are my two samples there, and I'll show you how I did them. Put them aside. I'm going to start with a piece I am using. This is Cherry Cobbler red, and it is size 7 by 4 1/4, and I'm going to score it. And I'm just going to use my Stampin' trimmer today to score. I know sometimes I use the other trimmer, but it was just easier to transport this one over to the table. So I have actually here, and I will post them in a picture and spell out the measurements. So we have our 7 by 4 1/4, and then I'm going to score here on all the hash lines at these measurements. So 1/2 inch, 1 1/4, 2, 2 3/4, and 5. So do that here. So 1/2 inch line up. And for the scoring on this, you're going to use, you have two blades here, a darker gray and a lighter gray, and the score is the lighter gray. So you're going to score it 1/2 inch at 1 1/4, at 2, 2 3/4, and 5. And then we're going to flip it, and we want to do 3/4 inch on both sides. So for this piece and this piece. So you can either move it over here to do 3/4 inch, or if it's tricky on that side, you can substitute. You can do a little math, but on camera I can't do any math. So I'm going to do what's it, 3/4. I'm just going to flip it around and do 3/4. It's nice you have the grid lines here to match up. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can see those or not, but those are all the score lines. So I'm going to move this aside, and then we're going to do some cutting with scissors. So I actually have this template here. It shows where we're going to cut. So I'm going to hold my piece this way, and I'm going to cut these two little sections off here. One, and then we're going to just snip. We just want to cut to the score line. Those are going to be folded, or rather the flaps. And we're going to cut this whole piece off. Like that. And then we're going to just mirror it. So we're going to cut this piece off. Snip. And then we're going to cut this little edge off here. Okay, so now this piece looks like that piece. So we're going to fold on all the scores. I tend to use my fingernail, but I know some people like to use a bone folder, and so you would just fold it. I call that burnishing, and you just gives it it does give it a nice crease. But I'm a little lazy, and sometimes I just use my fingernail. So these are easily folded. So those are all folded on the score lines. And so we need to make, well, I'd like to make a little window for my chopstick so you can see what's inside. And what I used is the, this is called the Classic Punch. They had one a few years ago that was very similar, had the same window. I think it was even called a window, a word window punch, and it just had rounded. That would work totally fine too. But just so, sometimes it's missed in the catalog. I think you can see it here. It's down here in this little corner called Classic Label. And it comes in handy when you want to punch out little words or make little windows. So I could just, I know I want to have it on the, like the 1, 2, the third little box here. I could guess to center it, but another way to do it is if I just use the same punch and punched out on a Post-it note so it's still sticky. And then you can line it up kind of exactly where you want your punch to go so it sticks. And then you can line up your punch here. Well, maybe I shouldn't have folded it yet. Here we go. So you can see in the Post-it note and just squeeze it out, and then you have exactly what you wanted to do. You didn't have to guess where the center was. So I've used this one a couple times. So on the first couple, when you put it on and you punch, sometimes you'll have a little post-it note left behind, so just peel it off and it's fine. So you can use it several times. Okay, so that's just the base of our little chapstick holder. So what we want to do is, you can envision it, we're gonna actually, it's gonna get folded this way and fold it up this way. That's how you make it. So I want to put my pattern paper on this piece. So I already cut it, and that measurement I didn't write down. I'll get it to you. If I had to guess, it's like 1.25 inches by 3 and something, but I will, I'll include whatever size piece that is. I'm just gonna put some snail down like so. Okay, and so then I'm going to use tear and tape. You can use fast fuse if you still have it. I believe as of right now, Stampin' Up! Still has some refills on their clearance rack. And that works nice too, but the tear and tape, look, it just tears right off. And then the trickiest part is to peel back this white covering so it's sticky. So you just fold it down and it sticks. And then we want to put some tear and tape here because that's what's going to stick to the back of the box. So I'm going to put some right there. And peel. That wasn't too bad. And then if I just fold that flap up and then just close it, it lines up really nicely. So that is the box. And then we're going to close this one side. I think I'm just going to stick with tear and tape because that's what I have. You can use glue dots also, but let's see. There we go. So we're just going to close that. Make sure it's not crooked when you close it. Okay, so then I have my chapstick. I just got the original. Sometimes they have, you can match up your papers. They have peppermint, strawberry, they have all sorts of things. I just did the classic. So you can put it in there. This one, see how it's kind of wobbly around a little bit. If you don't want it to wobble around, you can put a piece of little glue dot, stick it right on there. Stick it on there, and then when you put it in the box, stick it. Whoop, it shouldn't move. There you go, just hold it. So there you go. So now it's not wobbly. And then we'll just close this one. I'll use tear and tape again. Not sure if you can hear my pump just pumped on. It's right below me. We've had so much rain and there's so much water. Okay, there we go. So there is a chapstick holder. And so I love using this stamp set because, well, it's kind of my go-to Christmas set. I'll show, it's called Cookie Cutter Christmas. There you go. It has 5 little guys that are really cute with little fixings, but their sayings are cute, and I think for the chapstick one, put on happy face is perfect with the chapstick. So that's what I like to use. So I have my, you put them on here, and you can see that it's well loved. My reindeer, so I just wanted to show you, show them on camera here. I'm going to use Early Espresso. And I'm gonna stamp it. I'm gonna stamp him upside down on purpose because it coordinates with the, I think it's called the cookie cutter punch. And so when you go to cut it out, and you can see I've done a couple, the legs of the gingerbread are the antlers of the reindeer. So by punching or stamping them upside down, it just makes it easier to line them up. So there you go. And I already decorated one, so I'm gonna all I did is I used a cherry cobbler marker to color in his nose, and I used I think the bronze blends, and then I put a little wink of Stella on top, so I don't know if you can see little sparkly antlers. His ears were hard. I think I used a light color of pumpkin pie, or you can use a pink just to get a little something on there. And I'm going to use a dimensional, actually I'm going to use 2 because these happen to be the mini ones. And I'm going to just put them right on there. And I already stamped out the put on the happy face. This little tag piece is like my favorite die of, it's called the Takeout Thinlits, and it's in the 2018 holiday catalog. And I can't tell you how many times I've used this little die, and it fits perfectly there. So that might be on the retirement list, so I would check it out. And I'm just going to use some snail here. And I already did my bow. I used it out of I remember all these names, Festive Farmhouse twine. It comes with 3 colors, the Mossy Meadow, the Cherry Cobbler, and vanilla. Let's see as I put on a happy face. So you can see pretty easy put together, and it's not bad to make assembly style if you do all the cutting and all the scoring at once. They go pretty quickly, and they're super cute. Last year I made some of the little Eskimo girl, and I used blue paper and silver, and that would be nice for just winter or even Hanukkah or Christmas. But all of them, the Santa, but I just happened to use these 2 guys this year. So I will put the measurements on or attached to the video somehow, and I hope you will make some of these little chapsticks yourself. Thanks for watching. This is Christine at Mail Something Pretty. Bye.